Hello on the Daily Family. Welcome back to the show. Happy Tuesday. Happy November. Oh my gosh, it's November. I hope you had a lovely Halloween if that is something you celebrate. I definitely am doing the Jurassic Park thing with my family this year. We, by the time you're listening to this, we all dressed up as Jurassic Park. So Owen was a dinosaur, Breezy and I were park trainers, and we went for it. And it was epic. I'm sure of it. Okay, so today I have a few things for you. I have an Instagram update for you because a lot of people are experiencing some issues with Instagram, and I want to set your nerves aside so you can get back to being the bad bitch that you are and building your business without worrying so much about what's happening on Instagram. I also have some offers for you. And then I'm also going to share with you kind of like a mindset tip around your money. And then finally, I'm going to share with you an experience that I had this past weekend, which was insane and crazy and something I highly recommend if you have never done it. So let's jump in. First, I want to tell you all about the offers that I have going right now. Selling Fiercely, which is a 3-day masterclass workshop on all things sales. So anything from sales automation to sales funnels to attraction marketing to making sure that your content is selling the problem and not the transformation. I am so over people selling the transformation, and it doesn't really work anymore. People have already bought into the transformation. What you need to learn to sell them on is the problem. And that's what I teach you inside of Selling Fiercely. It's going to be a pretty epic masterclass. It's 3 days. So I'm going to teach you all about sales automation. Okay. That can help you make more money with less work, right? You're going to learn marketing strategies to bring your clients to you. Look, like when I started my coaching business, I built like over $100,000. I did over $100,000 by using Instagram stories. Like I didn't have a website. I didn't have a landing page. I literally sold through stories. And that is something that I want to share with you. I don't recommend doing that. I now know how to build sales pages. So I'm going to teach you a little bit of that as well. But this is just all things sales, something to make your business sell more products, sell more services so that you can ultimately become, wealthier. That's the whole point. So, this is the masterclass for you. You can click the link in our show notes and get access to that. There, you can pay in full. You can pay with payment plan. There's lots of different options, and that will take place live November 28th, 29th, and 30th on Zoom. And if you do purchase it and you can't attend live, we will have the recordings for you. So no worries there. Number 2. The 12th and 13th of November, I'm hosting a free training all about human design, all about intuition and kind of how human design can be related to your business. So this is a free training, 100% free, no strings attached. And all you have to do is click the link in our show notes to get access to that, when we launch it. So get ready for that. And then in December, I actually have a 4-week human design / business hybrid, which is called Intuition Authority Power. And it's all about using your intuition to grow your business or using your human design, using your intuition to grow your business. And this is going to be kind of set like a mastermind / coaching hybrid. There'll be a Voxer group. There's going to be lots of different ways that you can participate, but regardless of, what you choose to do, that will be going on sale soon, and we will have pre-sale. And then once pre-sale ends, the price will go up, but that'll be for 31 days. So anybody who's just really ready to start 2023 with a bang, this is kind of that final sprint to help you get yourself aligned for the new year in your business using your human design. I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be pretty epic. So stay tuned for that. If you want on the wait list for that, you can always come find me on Instagram at Danielle_on-the-daily. I can give you a link and you can put yourself on the wait list for that. That's all I'll share with you for now in terms of offers, but got lots of fun stuff going on. Yay. Instagram. Let's talk about it, because I've had a ton of clients message me in the past couple of days saying that they're losing followers, saying that their engagement is terrible, saying that like some of them couldn't even get into their accounts, like they were locked out, their account was disabled, all the things. And myself personally, over the weekend, I lost like a couple thousand followers, which was pretty wild. And Instagram has yet to make a public announcement about this, but I've talked to a couple other creators that I, am friends with in the world of Instagram. And what we've kind of determined is that Instagram is probably doing a cleanup of all the bot accounts. So that's why your follower account may go down, which honestly is a good thing, because then your engagement is going to go up because the people that are following you are actually real people. So I always celebrate bots being removed from my followers. And then another thing is, because they're doing this and there's some glitching going on, you may find that your engagement is way down. People aren't watching your stories. People aren't watching your content. And that is no reason to stop posting. That is just a reason to remind you that it does not matter how many people are watching your stories. And all you can do is continue to put content out, because eventually that glitch will end and you'll have content to show for it. So you just stay consistent. And what I always tell my clients is, like, stop worrying so much about what's happening on Instagram, right? Like, going viral, unless you are an Instagram creator and you make your money on Instagram, you do not need to worry about going viral. It is probably not your goal. Your goal is conversion. Your goal is paying clients, and you don't need millions of followers to make that happen. Now, if you're a creator and you're trying to partner with brands and you're trying to build a business on social media, yes, you're going to want more virality. Virality counts. But for the most part, most of people who are coaches, you have a product-based business, all those things, like, going viral isn't necessarily going to help you. Of course, going viral will help you, but that's not the goal necessarily. So stop worrying so much about that and let Instagram do their thing. It's just a good reminder that if you don't have an email list, like, get an email list, because if you're just relying on Instagram to grow your business, then when Instagram has glitches and when things go wrong, it kind of makes you feel like you're stuck. And so the best advice I can give you is, like, get your business off of social media. Like, use social media as a tool, but not as a driving force behind your business. Start an email list, get people's emails, and, have people's information other ways, and have ways of connecting with your network in other ways than Instagram or TikTok or another social media platform. That is a huge piece of advice that I have for you. But I will keep you posted. If you follow me on Instagram, once I hear anything about what's going on Instagram, I'll definitely share it. But for now, I'm going to chalk it up to Instagram is just removing bot accounts, and it's causing a lot of glitches. So no worries. Just keep doing your thing and you'll be fine. Money mindset is something that I talk about a lot, and money story is something that I talk about a lot. And obviously I've come a long way with my money story. I used to have a lot of what we call money saboteurs. Mine were the child, the codependent, the overcompensator. I've kind of gone through a lot of those things where, I've held myself back in the past from being successful because deep down, I feared my dad dying. And that's ultimately what my subconscious believed would do it. And so there was a lot of trauma there around money. I have obviously dramatically shifted my relationship with money, but I had a client ask me the other day, how do you know? How do you know that your story, your money story, is shifting dramatically? And what I was able to come up with is a sign that your money story has dramatically shifted for you would be if you are no longer emotionally affected by lower months, right? You treat lower months just as they are, right? They're just lower months. There's no personal attachment or personal meaning attached to it. And you just kind of keep moving unbothered by lower months. Right. And on the other side of that, a sign that you have a rich mindset or an abundance mindset is really that you're no longer affected emotionally by the higher months, which actually I think is harder. I think it's actually easy to let go of the emotional attachment to lower months than it is to let go of the emotional attachment to higher months. At least it was for me, because I used to do really when I started having really high months, I would be afraid of it, and it would cause a lot of anxiety in my body. And I could feel every time I would pass the number that I did the month before, I would have that crippling fear of waiting for the other shoe to fall. And that is also an energy suck. You have to remember that that's also draining your energy, and that's also changing your dynamic with money and what you're able to call in. So I think signs of a truly abundant mindset is when you are no longer emotionally affected by higher mind-blowing months. You kind of treat them as they are, basically expected. right? Like they're expected. You know that they're coming. You know that they're going to happen because this is the business that you're building. And you really attach no personal meaning or worth to it. And you keep moving, right? Grateful and unbothered. So those are kind of just like signs of that your story is shifting or that it has shifted, because there is an energy difference, right? You cannot call in wealth and abundance if you're hanging on to your worth, if like you're hanging your worth and you're like attaching personal meaning to higher and lower months, right? Like, oh, I did lower months, so I must not be good enough. Oh, I did a really high month. Like, oh, I have to maintain this level of incredibleness every single time if I want to stay this way, or waiting for the other shoe to fall. Because I think when you truly understand that money is energy, and you will attract more of it when you are living and moving through your life in your like full body yes, right? Like I talk about this all the time. This is another reason to get into my human design course and my human design month program that I have coming up. It's because when you're moving through life in your full body yes, like your whole body is excited about what you're doing, everything feels like a full body yes, you're going to show up differently, right? You walk differently, you move differently. And when you're not getting attached to lower months and you're not getting attached to higher months, like your body moves differently. And so if there's anything I can suggest to you, if there's anything I can like really try to hone in, it's like get emotionally unattached to what happens financially in your business. As long as you know where you're going, right? Like you are confident, you know where you're going, you are sure of who you're here to serve, and you just keep doing that, the right people are going to find you. And ultimately, you're going to be able to call in more of that wealth that you are seeking. My clients that are the most successful right now are the ones not worried about the how, right? They're the ones that are just aligned in their purpose. They are in action. And like they also, I mean, this kind of begs the issue of like why you seek out coaching, right? Like my most successful clients, they didn't come to me because they needed me to fix them, right? They came to me because they wanted to walk in the space. They wanted to walk in similar spaces as the energy they wanted to attract, right? Like I pick my coaches personally based on whether or not I'm jealous of their lifestyle. Like if I want the life that my coach has, that's a good sign for me, because I know that that person has been where I'm going and can get me there as well. And I don't have to worry about the how. I just have to worry about like how I'm moving, how I'm walking. Am I aligned in what I'm doing? Am I a full body yes to the programs and the content that I'm producing? Right. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention to your energy around things like, and the way that you start to pay attention to it is like when money comes in, right? Let's say you are having a better month. We're coming into the holidays. Obviously, like there's always going to be holiday sales you may offer, some Black Friday stuff, and your sales may go up. So when that money comes in, pay attention to how your body reacts. If you have that like crippling fear of like, oh God, like what if I can't maintain this? Like, oh, what if like the other shoe falls? Like, oh, like I don't know if I can recreate this every single month. That is an energy, right? That is a very profound energy. You are attaching emotional attachment and worth to the money that you're bringing in. And what I can say to you is like, pay attention to that, write it down, journal it, meditate through it, breathe through it, and learn how to detach yourself from that. It is what it is. Money is coming in because you are in alignment, and that is expected, right? Like that's really treating money like the energy and the amplifier that it is. Similar when you have lower months, like let's say you put out a program and nobody was buying it and you're starting to attach your worth to it. Like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe you start to like think about what it could mean about you. That's an energy. And then that's what you're going to call in more of. Like, y'all, I cannot stress this enough. Like there is a quantum field of energy that like is responsible for everything we do, right? Like as people, we are 99.999999999% energy. Everything is energy. So if you think that money is just like this thing, right? Like that's not the case. Like money is energy, and you will call it in at the level that you are operating at the frequency that you are operating from. So if you are constantly worried about the other shoe falling, or if you're constantly wondering if what you have to do is good enough, that is an energy that you are putting out. And because of the law of vibration, you are calling in at that level. Right? When you are vibrating at a higher frequency, when you're operating at a higher frequency, then all of a sudden the law of transmutation will say that you're able to transmute that energy into others. And that's what makes you magnetic and attractive. Right? So just pay attention to that. Less emotional reaction to the money that you're bringing in will help you, I promise. Okay, finally, the thing that I really wanted to share was what I did this weekend. So I found a spiritual healer here in Austin, and I can't explain to you why I was so drawn to this person, because he's amazing and quite frankly looks like somebody who would just eat Cheetos in bed and play video games all day. He does not look like a spiritual teacher at all, but that's the thing with spiritual teachers is they don't always, you're attracted to them and they pull you in and you find them and that's it. And so I found this spiritual teacher, and what we did this weekend was a 22 strand DNA life activation, which sounds so wild, so woo woo. And I am shook by it. So basically what it is it activates your DNA, right? It just activates parts of you that maybe you're not working with. And it kind of helps to cleanse your energy. And it kind of helps to help you to support you in your journey at becoming abundant and becoming all the things that you are. But at the end of it, it's kind of like a Reiki session. If you've ever had Reiki, there's a lot of energy, intentionality involved in it. And it's about an hour and a half, 2 hour process. But at the end of it, there's a DNA reading. So the spiritual teacher can read your DNA and get messages. And some of the messages that I received, or he received from my DNA that he shared with me, was one, neutrality. So I'm not talking about emotional neutrality with your money. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being neutral to things. Let's say you're doing something, or there's a business in your life that you don't really want to be doing anymore. It's just kind of this neutral thing. Neutral is stagnant, and stagnant is evil. And I don't mean evil heaven and hell. I mean evil, it drains your energy force. And so basically the message was that anything that is stagnant in my life, it's time to let go of, because it's draining me. And it was just such a confirmation, because there's a couple things in my life that feel very stagnant, and I know I'm ready to let go of them. And, my ego's just prevented me from doing so. So that's another sign is y'all, even those of us who do this work for a living, I still get trapped in my ego. My ego still takes over, and I still get into that space of oh, well, what will everyone think if I let this go? Whatever. Anyway. So that was crazy. And then another message that came through was that, the message was love is a universal force, not a universal language, which really threw me for a loop, because I've always said love is one of the only universal languages. But I think I always knew that I meant that in terms of energy. Love is an energetic force, and it really is powerful. And I think and then it went with another message, which was that the heart chakra has two sides, and one is for receiving and one is for giving, and they have to be used in harmony. And I have always been a giver, but I realized through this experience that I have a really hard time receiving love as a force, as an energy. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that means I came into this existence, into this life with an armor, I came into it with a shield on my heart. There's probably some things I need to heal there around why I have a hard time receiving love, but it resonated so deeply because that is me. And so today I'm just really thinking differently about my ability to receive love as a force, not love as a language, but love as a force. And I'm really excited about what it's going to unlock. But if you've never done a life activation, a 22 strand DNA life activation, I highly recommend it. Especially if you're into Reiki and spirituality and all those things, metaphysics, I highly recommend it. It'll change you. And I only got it done a couple days ago. So I just had to share that with you because, I'm all about telling you all these different healing modalities and things. This comes from the King Solomon healing modalities, which was based in Sophic Reiki, which is the most ancient ritual of Reiki, and just a really beautiful way to get in tune with the energy of your body and the energy of the universe. And yeah, I just really think that if you have never had something like that, you should go and seek it out. Okay. Well, I hope that you have a beautiful November. There's a lot of really fun things coming up in the world of Danielle McCleary's coaching services. And You can always follow me on Instagram at Danielle_on_the_daily. You can follow the podcast at On the Daily Pod. Lots of inspirational quotes and things posted over there, as well as episode previews. And then sometime in the next couple of weeks, my website will be all up and running and ready for all of the love and a good place to, go to work with me and figure out where you fit. So stay tuned for that. But if you ever want a discount on any of my coaching, you can always go to Apple Podcasts, scroll down to the bottom of our podcast page and write us a review, give us a 5-star rating, screenshot that, and then send it to me on Instagram at Danielle_on_the_daily. And I'll give you a discount off of one-on-one one-on-one coaching or like a masterclass or a workshop or something like that. So sign up for those, that free workshop I have coming up on the 12th and 13th. It's all about human design, all about business. If that is something you're interested in, I highly, 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 highly recommend that you get your booty in that free course and tell your friends about it. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to share it out. I love seeing you tag me. I love tagging you back. And I hope you have a beautiful start to your November. Love you. Bye.